Now that our user interface is fully customized, let's talk a little bit more about the basics of the SolidWorks environment. We want to talk about templates and file types. Now, these are two very important topics, but let's start with file types. When you go to Save As, you'll notice that Save As type, we have a dropdown, and there are several different file types that we can select. Let's go ahead and move this down just a little bit so we can see all the available file types. Currently, we can save this as a part. If we were in the assembly environment, we would also have the assembly option. And the file extension is SLD PRT for part or SLASM for assembly. You'll also notice that there are several other ones, such as library feature part, part template, and form tools. Now, depending on what you're currently doing, there are several different file types you can select from. Because this is an intro to SOLIDWORKS 2016, we're only going to be focusing on some of the basics, such as not covering library features or form tools. If you go down a little bit farther, you can save your file as a PDF, you can save them as Photoshop files, or even as a JPEG. If you select the PDF option, you can save as a 3D PDF as well as view the PDF after saving. Let's go ahead and save this, rebuild the document, and take a look at the end result. So now we have a PDF document that allows us to rotate our model around. This can be a very handy way to convey your model to customers or clients. So that takes care of the file format, but let's talk a little bit about templates. When you create a new document, you will probably see this basic intro to the templates. You have a part, an assembly, or a drawing. But this is really only used for your first intro to SOLIDWORKS. What I want you to do is select the Advanced tab. When you select the Advanced tab, you'll notice that we have part, assembly, and drawing as well. And in the tutorial, you have part, assembly, and drawing. Now, these templates are the default. When you installed SOLIDWORKS for the first time, you had to select a unit for your default unit. In this case, we selected metric. And you also had to select a standard, whether it was ISO or ANSI or whatever the standard that you chose. That's going to determine what your custom properties are inside of these templates. When we create a new document, for instance, a part document, all of the options that were set inside of that document, for instance, the ISO settings for any of your customization or any of your units or whatever the case is, all of those are saved inside of that template. Now we're going to talk about customizing templates in another video, but I just wanted to note that templates are going to determine the base file that you start with, whether it's a part, assembly, or drawing. Those are going to be the important aspects of creating that new file.